Take a Seat Gaming is one of the oldest gaming communities in the scene. We don't have a big ego about it. We're just better than you. You're now listening to the Take a Seat Tidbits Podcast, featuring different hosts and leaders every episode.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Take a Seat Tidbits Podcast. I am your host, TSB King Warthog. We have a special episode for you here today. We're going to dive in and talk with some of the members of Immortal Guardians, see how they run things over in their division, learn some things that they do over there, and hopefully have a good time with some of these members. First off, I want to go ahead and introduce everyone. First on the list we have here is Marshmallow. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. So tell us a little bit about you. What's your rank and squad and things like that?
I'm a Master Sergeant in Majesty.
Very cool. How long you been in TSB?
About a year.
A year, nice. Next on the list here we have is Martini. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Awesome. So tell us what's your rank, squad, and how long you been in?
So I'm a Colonel of Majesty, and I've been in TSB for just over a year now.
Okay, perfect. So you and Marshmallow know each other pretty well.
Oh yeah, we're very close.
Cool. And next, TSB Dak G. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. So tell us about you. What you rank, squad, and how long you been in?
I'm a BG for IG. I've been in for a little bit over a year, I'd say. And for squad, I'm basically over the two squads in there.
Okay. So you know a lot of the inner workings for the leadership and how things are going on over there.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. And last but not least, we have TSB Fighter. How's it going, Fighter?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
And I'm over here just kicking it, So tell us about you, rank, squad, and how long you been here.
Well, my name's TSB Fighter. I've been here for a little over 2.5 years. I'm LG. I'm actually the head of IG. I'm over everybody. Still love it just like I did whenever I was first recruited in. It's taken me a while to get to where I'm at. I enjoy playing a variety of different games. Outside of TSB, I'm a full-time firefighter paramedic.
Very cool.
I'm married, have 2 kids.
Okay.
Probably one of the older ones. I'm probably one of the older ones in IG, and I get called Gramps all the time.
I can relate to that. Over in DS, I'm one of the older ones as well. They call me Pappy Warthog.
I get called Gramps on the regular. I feel your pain.
That's great. That's awesome. We have a wide range of ranks and, the responsibilities that y'all have over in IG. So, I want to jump right into this and just kind of ask y'all, and, I'll start with you, Fighter. How'd you first get involved with TSB?
That's funny you asked that. So I got involved in TSB about 2.5 years ago. Percy had started Hidden Royalty when it had about 5 members in it. Me and 4 of my friends all got recruited all at the same time, and we helped to build HR from nothing all the way up to div split. And when we div split, I came over and started running IG, and one of my other good friends stayed in HR and was running HR. The funny thing about 3 of the 4 of us, we live within 20 minutes of each other, and we hang out outside of everything on the regular basis.
Nice.
And then the 4th one, we've taken trips to Florida to see him, and he's came up here to see us, and he actually wants to move up here to see us, to live with us.
Okay, that's awesome. It sounds like over in IG, y'all are a real close, tight-knit group of people.
That's the atmosphere we're trying to foster. It's just watch out for each other's backs, take care of one another, and have fun. That's the ultimate thing. That's what I'm trying to foster with everybody. Just have fun with it.
Man, that's what it's all about, casual gaming community, meeting new people. I tell you, man, my gaming experience whenever I first joined TSB completely changed. And I don't think I've played with anyone outside of TSB since I joined. And I've been in TSB myself for a little over a year and a half now. And it's crazy how, that rule that 8th rule that we have, that's our most important one, just have fun. Yeah. Over in IG, how many members do y'all have?
Well, we just took a hit and lost a little bit on fluff, but we have about 118 roughly.
Okay.
We're still trying to figure out. We're still trying to get things worked out, figured out, getting on a good smooth track in both squads that we have.
Okay, so y'all have a total of 2 squads over there.
Yeah, we started off with 4, and then some things happened, and we dropped down to 2. So we have 2 running right now. Hoping we can keep them up and running.
Okay, yeah. Speaking of squads, that makes me think, hey, Martini, you're the colonel of one of those squads over in IG, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm one of the smaller ones, you could say, in member.
Yeah. How many members do you have in your squad?
So we're currently just above about 53, I believe. I can't keep my count on it, but around the 50, 60 member mark.
Okay. That's right around where over in DS, that's whenever we start considering a squad split. Have y'all been talking about anything like that?
Not recently. It has been on the cards of tables for the future, but with just the current way, there's a lot of improvement we can do, and we're hoping to get there quite soon. I wish, I guess.
Yeah. Now, whenever you're sending out your officers to get recruits, what are some of the strategies and stuff that you use to get new members in your squad?
Honestly, it ranges. So I recruit myself to help out my lower staff, because they can struggle quite a lot more because they're still unexperienced with it or they're just struggling with it. But normally, we all send out a bunch of posts, all ranging with mentioning different bits about TSB, our events we hold in our division on a monthly basis, or just little snippets of what IG is about, or just our PlayStation divisions in general. And we add lots of emojis and color to it, so it looks exciting.
Yeah, kind of attracting that, getting that billboard out there so more people will see yours than the thousands of other ones that are flooding the system as well.
Yeah, for sure, especially because a lot of us don't have premium on a lot of the apps we use. We do try to use that to our advantage when people are just scrolling through looking for communities and whatnot. Yeah.
What would you say that whenever you're posting game nights and things like that, what would you say your squad's favorite game is?
That's a good question, to be honest, because we range between 3, mainly being social, so where we all just have a chill time in our general VCs, or just in a party, or recently it's been Fortnite or Overwatch 2, because we seem to have a massive player base in our division in general for those 2 games. So it's normally ranging between those 3 on a weekly basis for us.
Yeah. Now, from what I understand here, is Marshmallow is one of your master sergeants going through training to become an officer. Is that correct?
Yeah, so she used to be higher up, and so she's restarting now, and she's doing really well. So we're hoping to get her a bit higher up at some point soon. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Marshmallow, you used to have some rank, and now you're working your way back up. Are you excited about getting back into that leadership role that the officer's table brings?
Yeah, I loved being up there more because I was a colonel at one point, and I loved it. It was like my favorite thing was having a squad of people who like looked up to you in a sense and came to you and
Oh
wanted
yeah,
your opinion
I've
and
always
advice.
said,
And I made a lot of friends with it, and it was pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. I've always said that colonel role is like the last role that um you have in the trenches with the people. Once you get that BG role, you're kind of, you're overlooking more or less like the vast community and making sure the community's doing good rather than worrying about the building of your squads and, keeping people active and things like that. So I've always enjoyed that colonel role as well. But speaking of BG, we have one of IG's BGs here, Dak. I did want to ask you, whenever you're looking for leadership in those two squads that you have, whenever y'all are looking at your leadership staff that you're going to be bringing up, what is something that y'all look for as a BG?
Well, usually what we look for would be like good communication and like just someone that's able to be there for their squad and stuff like that.
Kind of keeps that activity rolling, keeps the energy kind of up, and it keeps getting involved in those chat lines.
Yeah, pretty much.
No. What is something that, and this is a question really for all of y'all, what is something that y'all do to help other people on their road to the leadership role? Nobody talk at once. Yeah, let's see. I'll call on. You know what, Dak? Let's keep it rolling with you, Dak. What is something that you would do to help bring people up within their leadership role?
Usually me, I just either talk with them, either hang out with them, or usually most of the time I'm just usually training them to get to that position.
Yeah, learning the responsibilities of that new role that they're going to be filling.
Yeah. Like how to be a leader and be able to push activity and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now, Fighter, I want to go back to you. You said that you've been in TSB for like 2.5 years. Is that right?
Yep, been here about 2.5 years. I joined early January of 2021.
Yeah. Um, do you think that or have you noticed any like situations in TSB where it's helped people in their real life situations, that something that they've learned here in this community that they've taken into the real world?
Oh, I think there's been several situations that I've directly been a part of that has either affected them IRL or helped them IRL. I know I've been up on in VCs with members at all hours of the night, just talking to them when they're having a tough go of things, um, and just be there for them, somebody to listen to and give advice as needed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always good. That's always a good part of a good leader is, just being there and communicating with everyone, letting them know that, y'all are all part of the team and that you're there for each other.
Exactly right. We have a policy over here in IG that some places have that open door policy. We have that open DM policy where anybody can DM anybody at any given time,
Yeah.
and just to talk if need be. Our DMs are always open to any of our members if they're having a rough go of things. Just to talk.
Yeah. Now, how old is IG?
IG is what, Derek? About 6 months old
I think it's a
now.
bit more than 6 months.
I don't know. How long has it been since I became a colonel?
Honestly, I don't know.
Well,
It's been a long time.
whenever I became a colonel, we came over to IG, so I'd say about 6, 7 months ago, maybe.
Okay.
Give or take some, yeah.
All right. And in that time frame, what do you think one of IG's biggest accomplishments is?
Probably me splitting Majesty for the first time.
Okay,
Yeah,
y'all's first squad split.
getting Derek up to BG. Yep.
Okay. And how many members did you have in that squad before you finally decided to go through with that split?
I'd say we had about 120 at the time.
Oh, wow. That's a big squad. Y'all definitely made sure that there was plenty of people there for activity once the squad split.
Yeah, because when the squad split, we split into like even 60 on both
Nice.
sides.
And how picky were y'all being whenever with y'all's officer staff before y'all split? Were y'all like being like pretty strict on how y'all wanted things done?
I wouldn't say strict. I was actually a really easygoing colonel. I mean, my was major for that. She'd basically tell you a little bit more how it was.
Okay, yeah. Martina, you want to chime in on that?
Yeah, so when we split with obviously our other major, it was pretty straightforward for us both because we both got along really well, especially with our like officer staffing at the time. So it was really straightforward. Like we got it all done within like 2 hours maybe because we agreed on the same stuff because we knew what officers we wanted in our squad. So I wanted more European people because I live in the UK. He had more like American based people. And then like members, we like it was just pretty straightforward, and like it didn't take long, and it's pretty relaxed because Derek was a really relaxed colonel and whatnot, so he's quite helpful and easygoing with it all, and it just made the process so much easier than we thought it was.
Yeah. A good sense of leadership and friendship, keeping it casual, but making sure things get done is what it sounds like.
Yeah, he was my friend before he was my colonel, so he definitely made that relationship before he made that like leadership in a sense. Like he was both at the
That's cool. Sounds like the stars aligned for that and everything worked out real well.
Oh, it was amazing, honestly. I think out of all the ranks I've done so far, I think Major was my favorite just because I had a combination of leadership but also still learning and having the leadership that I had like with Dak and Fighter and obviously our other staff and like our other division help. It was a really enjoyable experience, I would say.
Yeah. And about how long did it take you to get to that split from the starting of IG?
I'd say maybe 3 to 4 months, maybe.
Okay. So y'all got in there and really got it moving. That's a pretty good time frame for splitting such a big squad. I know that I've seen in other divisions where people will be a squad for upwards of a year and they'll split at 70 people. So that's actually really good. With y'all having two separate squads now, do y'all ever participate in any like community organized events or tournaments within y'all's division?
Derek sets up squad battles for us, and usually we put up a poll that they select the game, and then whatever kind of way they want where it's going to be ran, it's all set up. They get their teams all in, and just have like a little fun, friendly competition between the squads.
Okay, cool. What games do y'all usually decide on whenever y'all are doing that?
It all depends. I think we've done one Fortnite, and I think we've done one Overwatch, I believe.
We've
Is that right,
Okay.
Derek?
We've done some Modern Warfare, some Fortnite, some Overwatch. There was another one, I can't really remember that game, but that one was a shocker we did, honestly. But our next squad battle should be coming up whenever Majesty finally decides what they want for the next game.
No. All right. So now moving on to kind of a different kind of topic, more serious kind of topic. I want to get into how does your community handle whenever you have disagreements or conflict between y'all's members?
Honestly, it varies a lot. It all depends on who's involved, to what degree, without getting into a whole lot. The reason we're down to 2 squads is there was a situation that had a lot of other squads upper leadership involved that led to one member being removed, and then others followed. So
Mhm.
it's iffy. There's some situations that you don't get any backlash from, and other situations that get a lot of backlash from.
Yeah. Yeah, the situations definitely do vary. I know that that was one thing that was always kind of a situation in my division where just handling the conflicts and making sure that everything is real touchy. You don't want to upset people to the point where they leave, but you definitely want to enforce the rules that we have in place.
Exactly, and there comes a certain point where you have to just accept that having them either one removed or not here is going to be better off for the community as a whole. Or if you can talk to them and get them chilled out,
Yeah,
that it makes it would make it a lot better with them staying. It's all
yeah,
situational based.
yeah. Like they say, it's all for the greater good. And so, whenever y'all are bringing in new members, I'm sure y'all have run into situations with people that are less experienced or less skill based than some other players. I'm definitely one of those. I get into games with people in my division all the time, and they carry me like no other sometimes. But how do y'all support new or less experienced players whenever you recruit them into y'all's division?
Yeah, I'll speak on this. It really depends. If it's like certain games, normally if it's like a popular game like Fortnite or like Overwatch or like Siege, normally if you're like in a party with other members, we always invite them to come join us, and it's just a bit more of a relaxed and chill environment where no one really cares if like you're winning the game or you're losing or you're getting less kills than other people. It's just like we make it more friendly and enjoyable to actually just make friends during that process whilst learning. So from my personal experience, I've recently just started playing Overwatch 2, and a lot of my squad members play it, and I was like, hey, can you like help me out learning it and whatnot? And they were so supportive, and they were like, oh, these buttons do this and this character does this, or like recommending how to play. And it goes the same for like learning Discord, because a lot of the gamers we've had in our division don't fully know how to work Discord, so it's always like helping them to like direct and being like, oh, if you need members to play with, go ping like said at game in the looking for group bit, or if like you want to post a photo or like something like that, it's just like really chilled out, and like everyone's really helpful and like kind and like caring towards you and not acting like you're a complete idiot, and like really supportive. And it's just like that kind of environment we foster within IG.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually really good to hear, because you don't really feel that in a lot of places whenever it comes to online gaming. Things can get really, really toxic sometimes. And so, whenever you're inexperienced in games like I am, it's actually really cool whenever your community comes together like that and treats you, like friend,
Yeah, for sure. Because IG is definitely a really family, like friendly oriented like community, like within TSB, where it's like everyone's just really chilled out with each other, friendly, and you kind of see everyone as you're at. Even though we say it, we do see each other as family members, and it really does make an impact when new people join our community.
Yeah. So, I know- I got a question for all of y'all, basically. In how do you go about? If you could explain to us, how do you balance your life in TSB and in the gaming community with your real life? Like, is there like a fine balance? I know, Fighter, you said that you're a firefighter, and I'm sure that could take up a lot of your time. And so, how do you balance your real life and your gaming life?
Yeah, it definitely creates its own challenges. But thankfully for my job, there comes a point in my day where even if I'm at work, I can hop on Discord and check in on people, or hop in meetings as need be, host meetings. Um, I can't game while I'm at work, obviously, but I can be there on the Discord side of things
Yeah.
while I'm at work after a certain point in my day, unless I'm absolutely hammered with emergency calls. Other than that, I spend 24 hours there and I have 48 hours off, and every 3 weeks I have a 5-day break.
Okay. So you do create a little bit of time there to dedicate to the well-being of the community while definitely focusing on your life as well. Is it like that for anyone else?
Personally, I can say yes. Obviously, I'm not like an emergency service person, like credits to Fighter and everyone else that does it. But I was managing being in college full time for 2 years, whilst either being a major or a colonel at the same time and working like part time slash full time. Obviously, I finished college now, so I'm just working full time. Where um, I live in the UK, so my time zones are completely off compared to the rest of IG essentially. So when I wake up, everyone else will be asleep, and when I'm going to bed, it's like midday for everyone. So I'm always having to try and like manage when I'm speaking to members, when I'm going to bed, when I'm waking up, whilst working. Because at work, I work in a shoe store for context. I can't have my phone on me. So it's like fire. It's like when I get that time off, or when I get that like couple hours in a day, it's always just talking on Discord, or I have the PlayStation app on my phone, so it's joining parties when I have the chance to do it and still being able to connect with everyone.
No, that really shows a level of dedication on your part.
For me, I'd say it's a bit easier. I mean, only because I'm not working right now because I'm almost 8 months pregnant and I also have a almost 3-year-old. But
Okay.
obviously I'm try to be on it as much as I can, which is a lot of the times, but a lot of the times it's just, looking for people to hang out with and most of the time
Yeah.
in here.
Yeah, that actually imposes its own conflicts because, they say a stay-at-home mom is a full-time job in itself. So that can definitely pose its own challenges there. So, let me see here. I want to ask another question for you. Um, are there your communication channels inside IG? Which one do you think y'all use the most? Do y'all like focus on general chat where the whole community comes together and chats a lot, or do y'all have like spend most of y'all's time in squad chat and things like that?
I like going in Gen chat a lot, but I also go into squad chat, obviously, to try to get everybody communicating with each other and talking and getting to know each other more.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah,
like sometimes going into Gen Chat, and if I hear like a new young term that I'm not sure what it is, I'll ping everybody and ask them, and they'll explain it down to me. Like some of the things the way kids say them now is wild.
Yeah, I run into that all the
But
time myself.
if I'm trying to get everybody involved or just talk to the entire group as a collective, I like Gen Chat. If I want to try and get them down to like a smaller group, I'll go into squad chats.
Yeah. Well, and with all of that being said about like the communication and the communication channels that y'all go through and what y'all deal with in y'all's real life, do y'all ever feel pressure to achieve like the weekly goals or, to stay within those rankings of being like on the upside of the division, do you ever feel the pressure from that at times?
I personally will feel the pressure quite a lot, especially if, say, your squad is coming off a really good week and then the next week's a bit of a, like, not worse, but a bit more of a lower week. It can be hard to deal with it at times, but you know that your leadership's there to support you and they believe in you. But you can definitely feel it. But that's just gonna be moments of your ranking at times, but it passes.
Yeah. And so, y'all definitely, when y'all aren't gaming, y'all obviously are on Discord quite a bit as a division, and that's the main way y'all stay connected with y'all's community while you're not playing games and not actually getting together.
Yeah, Discord is the main source we use because it seems the case that if there's no open pies, people will start them and mention it in Discord. But it literally is our main thing we do use. Yeah.
What are some of the things that you do in your community to keep the members engaged and active over time to make sure that they don't plateau?
Well, sometimes I like to just hop in a general chat, voice channel, and just tell people to hop in, and we go in there and hang out for a couple hours.
Just kind of jump in there and start having a conversation about anything, how someone's doing that day. We do that a lot over in my division as well.
Yeah, Fighter likes to do it a lot when he's either going to work or going home from work, or I'll do it if I'm walking around somewhere, or just random people do it here and there.
And I got one more question. I want to ask each of y'all this, and I want to kind of get each of y'all's opinion on it. But has being a part of TSB and the gaming community as a whole influenced your perspective on gaming, or has it changed the way that you game or the way that you feel about gaming? Let's start with Marshmallow.
I mean, for me, it definitely has because before like joining, I didn't really game too much. Like, I just really got like back into it in like 2019, and I used to play, on like the PlayStation 2 and like when that was first out, but like I didn't really play much of anything when I was like till about back in 2019 when I started again, and then being in TSB, I've met a lot of people who have actually made gaming like super fun and want like me wanting to do it, and because I've made so many like amazing friends through it, and I'd say it has for me.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Martini, you want to chime in on that?
Yeah, so I'm quite an antisocial, like kind of introverted person, like IRL, like in my personal life. And I've been through so many gaming communities, like small gaming communities in my time of gaming. Like I used to previously own a Minecraft server just dedicated to people playing Minecraft before I joined, and like I've been playing like video games since I was a child, so I've been through quite a lot of communities, and nothing's like stuck like TSB has for me. Like it's personally affected me, so like I'm much more comfortable speaking to people, like going into open parties and speaking and just chatting to people, and it's made me so much more confident like with my job and like making friends to the point where people now and in like IG and like my best friend for life, and I consider them like my family. Like you don't realize how much it has an impact until it does, and I think
Right.
like it's one of the best things I've ever done, to be honest.
Oh yeah, definitely understand the feeling of meeting people, and it's crazy how you can create a friendship with someone that is so close that you've never actually met. Yeah. What about you, Dak?
Well, before I joined TSB, honestly, I had no clue that Discord was even a thing. So it didn't really change much on my perspective, really. I still play the same games I played before. I still am basically the same person I was when I joined. So
Yeah, yeah, that's always good to stick to your core values and make sure you know. Like it sounds like you know exactly who you are. All right,
yeah,
last but not least, Fighter, what's up?
Um, my wife likes to refer to me as an extrovert, so I've always been able to talk to people very easily. Um, and gaming as a whole, I've played video games since I was young. Um, it just gave me a different avenue to be able to game with a bunch of different people from all different walks of life. And honestly, what has opened my eyes more than anything is just talking to people that aren't from the United States and just learning about them, getting to know them. I think that's one of the coolest things in the world because it's things you don't realize. Um, I've learned a lot about a lot of people, and it, meeting and talking to the new people has been the most enjoyment I've had from it. It hasn't really changed my opinion on gaming. Um, but I've always said gaming does good. It was my outlet whenever I was going through hard times IRL. I would revert to gaming as an escape from reality. So now being in TSB, it put a purpose to playing those games and giving you that avenue of people to just hop in a party and play games with.
Yeah. I can definitely relate with almost a little bit of what each one of y'all said. TSB is really, in my opinion, in the way that I game, I'm an old man. And so it's like, whenever I would game, it was just kind of getting on there and having fun, but not really doing well and not really enjoying the game. But what it did for me is it helped me find people that wouldn't rage quit on you, wouldn't talk a bunch of crap, and they would sit there with you and kind of take their time. And all of a sudden, I'm enjoying the games now, and in return, getting better at them. So, it's the gaming community. Being in a gaming community can really change the way that you do things. And so that's really cool to hear from all of y'all. I do want to say I appreciate y'all taking time out of y'all's day to sit down with me, and let us dive into y'all's world, the PlayStation world of TSB, me being an Xbox guy and everything. But, and teaching us, or telling us about how y'all run things over in IG. I had a great time. I appreciate y'all being here. Is there anything?
I have one question. I have one
Okay.
question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Oh, you know what? I don't know if it belongs on pizza, but I'd put it on a pizza every once in a while.
No, it does not. Pineapple does not belong on pizza.
It does belong
I
on
agree
pizza.
with
Under
you,
no
Fighter.
circumstances.
Pineapple
Maybe
doesn't
not on
belong on
every pizza. Not on every
Nope.
pizza, but
On no pizza does pineapple belong.
you know what? We're gonna have to create a whole nother episode just strictly dedicated to that topic. We'll get everyone in here that needs to be in here, and we'll have a full-on debate. And I think we can come up with a conclusion to that question. I think we might have to do that in the future.
Oh, absolutely. Do just like random food podcast of stuff like that and see what people come up with.
Absolutely. That is a great idea. All right. Well, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close this thing out. To everyone listening out there, thank you for taking time out of your day to be a part of ours. If this is your first time hearing us, go ahead and click that like or that follow button. We appreciate your time. To my guests here today, thank you again. Had a great time here on the TSB Take a Seat Tidbits Podcast. And, as we always say, keep it friendly, keep it fun, and take a seat.